everybody, welcome back. I bet you thought this was another diving video. Well, I was originally going to go check out the artificial reef in front of Mercy Hospital, but as soon as I jumped in the water, I got, I guess, checked out myself by a 10-foot long bull shark. So I said, fuck that. And instead, we're here right next to Vizcaya, one of the most famous houses or mansions in South Florida, and it's actually has some beautiful surrounding natural habitat, and I'm looking forward to showing you guys around, not to mention being in a somewhat safer position than being followed by a bull shark. We are just now coming out of one of the canals that ring Vizcaya, or Via Vizcaya, and as you can tell by the size of some of these red mangroves, they're pretty old. So they've been here since at least the house was built back in the 1920s. And now you're starting to see some of the stonework around the docks. It was really built as an Italian villa, so there were a bunch of canals and lagoons that were built all over the place that were sold off piece by piece over time, and what you have left of the estate is basically just the rump, what was left over. But it was meant to look like a Venetian villa, so you'll see all these little Venetian style bridges all over the place, and just up ahead is a barge, a stone barge that served as a breakwater for the waves and the storms coming in. And as it was originally built, the barge was completely out of the water, but due to sea level rise, the middle section of it has become submerged, and now it just kind of looks like two, well, kind of like just I don't know, outcrops, unconnected, but it wasn't originally supposed to be connected. And over here to the right is the actual villa, is the house itself, built by, well, not built by, but commissioned by James Deering of tractor fame, and started in the 19-teens and up into the 1920s. They didn't have air conditioning back then, so he would only come down here. This was his winter estate, so he'd come down here in the winter and spend a couple months here. It took something like 12 years to build, and in total he spent less than a year and a half here before he passed away in the 1920s. But it's an amazing place. I highly suggest you come visit it if you're in South Florida. This is right here, I think it's called the Tea Pagoda or something to that effect. Also connected to the main house by a little Venetian bridge. The house itself has a bunch of different styles incorporated into the interior layout. So you'll have Romanesque, you'll have Baroque, you'll have Victorian. It's every room essentially is a different style, and it was basically meant to show how eclectic and cultured the owner of the house was. It's a kind of a status symbol, so it's like, oh, I know about all these different artistic periods and architectural styles, and I have the money to furnish my house in all these really elaborate interior decorations. Oh, there's an iguana up here on the barge. That's pretty cool. And out here you've got Biscayne Bay. Vizcaya was named after Biscayne Bay, just given a somewhat Italian name. The area that we're now passing through is still part of the Vizcaya property. All these mangroves here. The gardens are just beyond it. Really elaborate, manicured lawns and all sorts of different English gardens, French gardens. They had closer to the shoreline a whole bunch of hedges and a maze and all that, but after so many hurricanes, they would get basically drowned by seawater, and they've replaced many of those hedges with red mangroves and other native flora so that they could survive the hurricanes. James Deering was really a lover of nature and the South Florida natural habitat, so he mandated that his house be ringed by these mangroves, that they not be cut down. He also allowed a hardwood limestone forest to be kept more or less pristine on his property. And since these forests tend to be located on prime building ground, hard limestone, the vast majority of that environment has been destroyed for development in South Florida. So one of the few remaining hardwood forests in the area resides right here in the Vizcaya state. We've now entered a canal on the south side of the estate, and so you can see things are not exactly pristine. There's a lot of trash here, mostly due to the tides. Nobody comes out here and picks it up, unfortunately. The grounds themselves are immaculate, but you know, it's like if you go and look at my other videos on mangrove swamps, you'll see that these roots just collect all the trash that washes ashore, and it's really hard to get back here to clean them up. So by and large, they stay filthy. I'm gonna hit this root. All right. Yeah, we're coming up on the bridge here. Like I said, the original state had a ton of lagoons and canals and bridges, and this bridge here connects one side of the gardens to the other. It was made out of native Florida coral stone. You can see like the actual ripples of the brain coral there. It's pretty cool. But this estate used to extend for acres and acres and acres. Much of it was bought up by Mercy Hospital to the south. But it was within the Deering family. It was held by the Deering family for decades after James Deering's death, but eventually they gave it over to, I think it's either the county or the city, and they now take care of it. And here we go, we're coming up on, oh wow, it's an egret. And we're coming up on one of the gardens here, one of the terrace gardens. You got different levels. Way over there, peeking from behind this bamboo here is the actual house. Huge red mangrove. You really don't see that anywhere else near downtown Miami. Also, I had to take apart my my paddle because the double paddle was not working. Here we've got what looks like another dock. It's beautiful. Honestly, I've never been here before. I've only kind of paddled by it, and always wanted to check out the canals. But yeah, I'm really happy that I've found out that, you know, they're so extensive, and just the mangroves are so old. It's so cool. Crabs. These are mangrove tree crabs all over that wall. Now, as I've shown before, they tend to jump into the water when they're startled. These guys are not, but a bunch of them earlier did. These must be the braver crabs. Reached the end of the line. This was kind of an impromptu video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I know I did. This is really cool. But what I originally thought, look, here's all my freaking snorkeling equipment. I brought some pole spears, just in case I ran into lionfish. And here I am, kayaking by Vizcaya. That's that's life, because, you know, when life gives you a bull shark, an overly curious bull shark, you get the fuck out of the water and you find another video to shoot. But I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please share and subscribe, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.